if you're pregnant or nursing, can you use the peppermint and lemon in the, or at all?
Well, the peppermint is actually in here. I'm perfectly fine with the peppermint. I don't have problems with seizures in my house. I don't have problems with epilepsy in my house. And there are some oils, because of their strength, and if you take that peppermint and get it under your nose and take a really deep whiff, it will catch your breath, right? Oh my, it's hard to breathe. So for children that are prone to seizures and prone to epilepsy, it's not safe. Eucalyptus is the same way. You don't want to use eucalyptus around kids that have epilepsy or seizures. But that's really, other than the strength of it, that's all I've ever seen that could cause issues. So I would not have a problem doing it myself.
Okay, I'll go get that.
Okay.
So when you order it, is that how it comes?
It comes in a kit. This one's got the other oils in it, but it comes in this same box. It does not have this in it. This is your enrollment kit. It does not have the enrollment kit in it, but it'll come looking just like this. And those 9 oils are packed like that. And it comes with 4 of the sample tea wallets. So you get a total of 16 tea bags.
Now let's see if I did it right.
Smells right to me.
Okay.
Mama
So you
smells
mix
a little
that
more
with Epsom
citrusy
salts
than mine.
then, huh?
Yes. So the Epsom salts, you buy it wherever you want to.
Try it.
I buy mine from Walmart. I'm sure that you can get them somewhere else a higher quality, but I can't keep enough. I started doing like,
Wow, it smells citrusy.
put it in the bathroom.
That's what you smells of citrus.
Yes.
You put it in the like she was saying, if you have problems with urinary tract infections,
The oils that are in there are antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. They shouldn't bother you. It would be a try it and see. Personally, if I had problems with urinary tract infections and it was a constant thing, I'd be skinny dipping and I'd be adding eucalyptus. That's what I would do.
For urinary tract.
Well, yes, for urinary tract health, you add eucalyptus. Yes.
I feel like I'm detoxing just when I make it.
I know. Well, and it is a multi-sensory experience, right? Because you do have the aromatherapy, and you can play around with the recipe. You don't have to use that exact recipe. If you'd rather use bergamot than orange, it's a citrus oil. Bergamot is very different. It is actually one of my favorites, if I can find it. It comes from a green orange that grows in Spain. But it doesn't smell like a citrus to me.
You have the
I do. I have all 3 of them. I have the patchouli, I have the geranium, and I have the black pepper. But I haven't hunt for them because we don't have ladies yet.
How much weight have you lost with skinny dipping?
And that is a really good question because I didn't tell the whole story. So my liver quit functioning with baby 8. She is, she just turned 12. Totally quit functioning. And I recovered with diet enough to not have to take meds. As long as I didn't cheat, I could survive. If I had anything that had sugar in it or any of the things that I was avoiding, I would itch for 3 days. Like I had poison ivy from head to toe. It was a really good motivator to stay away from the things I didn't need to eat. But my liver's compromised. And last April, I had a traumatic miscarriage and was very taxing on my body. I lost a lot of blood. And I felt better afterwards. I mean, I felt like I bounced back really quick, but my internal organs did not. And I did everything I knew to do. April, I was working. I mean, I'm a certified weight management coach. I know what I'm supposed to do. I was doing all those things. Nothing was working. So in August, I said, it's got to be my liver. And for the entire month of August, I did nothing but green smoothies. Nothing but green smoothies. I lost 2 pounds that I gained back the week I quit doing green smoothies. I mean, it was just like nothing was budging. I started doing skinny dipping or sort of sporadically in January, got serious in February. I lost 10 pounds in 8 weeks.
Wow.
So
What do you mean by got serious?
I was doing it 3 times a week.
3 times a week. And lost 10
Got a
pounds.
question?
Is it? I have several, but let's
Okay.
go with this one.
Go
Since it's
first
in the
one.
same line.
I do need to address the how long does it last pre-mixed, but go ahead.
Yes. Is it okay for nursing moms to skinny dip? You did say.
Yes, I said I would be comfortable doing it. The peppermint would not bother me. I would have no concerns of doing peppermint in a bath. I would have no concerns in doing peppermint in a liver detox. Because if I'm toxic, then I'm giving my baby toxins. So I would rather get those toxins out.
And when using the tea and detoxing while you were breastfeeding, did you notice any detoxing in the baby as well, or were there any symptoms of that?
I used the baby's bowel movements to determine how long I steep the tea. It was never anything that was, we never had horrible diarrhea. It was typically a color change, which is normal. If you drink grape juice, your baby's poop color changes. I know this is more than most people's TMI, right? But it does, right? Whatever you take in comes out. So I just regulated the strength and the frequency based on the baby, not me. But again, this is not a recommendation. The box says don't do it. It's telling you what I did.
Also, since you're essentially making the skinny dip yourself, you could forego the peppermint.
You absolutely could. You
Right.
could, absolutely. And wintergreen is not one that there's a warning on, except you can't ingest it. So
Right.
it's totally up to you what you do with that recipe. The box, the kit that you buy is, they wouldn't call it skinny dipping because I don't know, they didn't like that name. It was too risque. I don't know, but it's called Slim and Tranquil. I said they could have called it Slim and Sexy, something
Yeah.
that would sell better. But it's Slim and Tranquil. And then if you order that kit, you either need to have access to fractionated coconut oil from somewhere else, or you can order it from Zija. And this is enough to do a whole kit's worth of skinny dips. And a kit does 25 to 30 dips. So I have the new oils.
While you're on those, they want to know how they can incorporate those into the skinny dip recipe. So patchouli for
Patchouli. Yeah.
salmon
Yeah.
skin
Okay.
and black pepper.
Okay. So
And how long?
this may be a little TMI too. I don't know, but that's okay. I can maybe do some blushing. How long it lasts? Yeah. So if you saw Cheryl's container, it is not an amber colored container. I posted on my page a big gallon-sized jar that I got to mix my own because they were all ended up going to samples, and I'd go, I don't know anymore. So I mixed my own in a big gallon jar, and it's clear, just like every other big gallon jar you find at the store, but I just store it in the cabinet, so it's not in the sunlight. It's going to last, hopefully, as long. I mean, you don't want it to last a year, right? But it'll last. And in fact, a lot of people say the longer it sits, the stronger it gets. I don't know that I can prove that scientifically, but I've heard a lot of people say that if it sits longer, it gets stronger. What I found mixing lots of it together was peppermint. Maybe it's because it's a little bit heavier, but my last dip was heavy on the peppermint. So I'll do a better job stirring before each scooping out next time.
If you made that in your jar that you're talking about and you take a bath every night,
I wouldn't do it every night.
That's what I
Yeah. Every other night would probably be the maximum amount I do it. I think 3 times a week is sufficient. 2 to 3 times a week.
How many scoops do you put in the?
It
About
depends.
the time.
The recipe is X amount of oils to X amount of Epsom salts. So what I did when I made my big jar, I measured it. It had 8 cups of Epsom salts, so I made 8 recipes worth of oils. And then I stirred it really good, but apparently there was a lot more peppermint on the bottom. So I woke up instead of went to sleep that night.
Recipe. And you put a cup in when you take a bath?
It depends on the size of your tub. So if you have a garden-sized tub, I use that whole recipe. And the recipe's online. It's yeah, you could probably print it off too. But soakyourselfslimmer.com, you can go find the graphic that has the recipe on it. but you can mix it with 1.5 cups or 2 cups. For that particular thing, I did 8 cups, and I mixed 6 recipes worth in there.
I think the recipe says 1 to 2 cups.
Yeah, so
Okay, so
you can
So
put
you
more or
can kind of
less.
vary it a little bit.
If you have a smaller tub, not one that you can submerge your whole body in, then I would just use half of it. And something that somebody mentioned to me, and I didn't even think about mentioning it to other people, because sometimes I just think people think intuitively like I do. If you can't get your whole body down under the water to submerge it, lay a bath cloth across the part that you can't get in the water, and it's going to pull the water and pull the oils to that part of your body too. Did you need to hear that? Yeah. Well, when you're pregnant and miserable, you learn how to do that anyway. So I just thought it was something everybody had thought of before, but apparently not. But yeah, just, a bath cloth, or even a hand towel if you need more coverage.
If you know that you have a sensitivity to a food, like let's say pepper,
Okay.
then common sense should tell me to stay away from it, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If you look at, here's a good one, and this is one that it's totally up to you, because I'm not you and you're responsible for you, not me, but grapefruit, right? There are a lot of medications that say stay away from grapefruit.
Right.
You're staying away from the fruit. The oil comes from the rind. The contents, or what we call in the oils, the constituents in the oils, are not the same as the constituents in the fruit. You'll find arguments on both sides, whether it's safe or whether it's not. That's totally something that you make a decision for yourself, right? Am I comfortable doing this, knowing that it's not the same thing? Totally up to you. So I'm going to talk about these real quick, because I was super excited. Every bug repellent I've ever made had geranium in it, and we didn't have geranium. Well, I hadn't even opened this one. And they released geranium. And then when I studied geranium beyond bug repellents, because I'd never used oils medicinally before, this is really the ladies' oil, right? Everything that it does seems to help women, right? It's helps with all sorts of different women things. And if I am not mistaken, if I remember right, urinary tract health was one of them. It's a smell from a distance oil, but I'll pass it around and let everybody smell it.
This is the one that's packed. What do you call it?
That one is geranium.
Oh, that's geranium.
I didn't know.
They just released this one?
Mm-hmm.
Give it. Yeah.
These were, and they're not even available on auto ship. You have to use personal order to get them. But you can call in a personal order and replace your auto ship with it if you want to. Patchouli is the hippie oil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's known as,
Mhm.
really. It was funny because, and I didn't know this because I'm not a Woodstock era person.
Oh,
But
I didn't,
but
you know, I was
all
up
the
there.
old
Oh, it's been
hippies in the
so
room, when they
crazy.
said patchouli, said,
Okay.
okay, whatever. But it's
Why do they use it at Woodstock?
it's
Is that supposed to-
Like
Peace,
aphrodisiac
love,
or something.
that.
Is that
What is
Well, it's
aphrodisiac?
Yes, that it has that. It helps you to balance when you're spaced out. Lots of people at Woodstock were probably a little spaced out, so get a little balance with that. It smells really nice.
Does it?
Again, it's a strong oil.
Okay, you did that.
But it's one that you could use in an intimacy massage blend. Let me make sure. Oh, I've not got stickers on these caps. That's important, right?
Um,
Okay. I hadn't passed the patchouli around.
Okay.
So patchouli it comes from the leaf, not the flower, but it smells really flowery.
That's
Just
nice.
got the chili.
That's nice.
Do we have a question?
Yes,
I'm
I do.
getting excited over there.
With salicylate sensitivity, like to aspirin, would they not necessarily be sensitive
There you
to an essential oil?
Uh-huh.
Or is it a personal decision?
That would be a personal decision too. A lot of people are sensitive to sulfur drugs. because sulfur drugs are chemicals. I would be admitted to the hospital if I were administered a sulfur drug. But I'm not bothered by foods that have sulfur in them because God made them. So it's definitely a personal choice. Depends on whether you have, if you have an anaphylactic reaction, then I probably wouldn't take the chance. But if it's just, it makes you break out in hives, then do a sensitivity test. So when we were in Cincinnati, Dr. Penawell, who's French, and he's got a lovely French accent, brought two people up on stage, and he applied oils to both of them without letting them know what they were, and he just had them sit and just meditate on what the oil was doing for them.
Is that diffusion too, or is that just topical? The whatever you call it.
It's alternate.
Patchouli.
Patchouli. So patchouli is an aphrodisiac. So is lang lang. Lang lang is one that a lot of people like to add to their bath because of the smell. It smells really good, but it also is an aphrodisiac. So you decide you want to go to sleep or not, right? Black pepper, even Dr. Penawell, and he's French, turned red when he started talking about it.
Really?
So he said,
Is that right?
let's see if I can tell the story he told. I'm already turning red.
I never come to Utah. That's where we're going.
I don't know if I can tell the story. I'm already turning red, but he said, there's some drugs out there, some little pills that tell you if you continue to have an experience for 4 hours, you need to go to the emergency room. This won't happen with this, but it's good stuff. You should rub it on. You'll see.
Oh no. Oh no.
So it is not to be applied to areas. Dilute it. Mix it with patchouli, make it a massage blend, but just don't massage it in sensitive areas. And I'll let you smell it. It's different. What I found, I'm sorry. It was just a great story, right?
It would be good if I would like to eat
So when you think of pepper, you think hot and spicy, right? You can, and you would think that this would just be really, really spicy. It's not a pleasant taste, but it doesn't have a sting or a bite to it. So really good for digestion. I think pepper, everybody knows peppers are good for digestion, but this is really good for digestion. And it's good for circulation, right? That's probably why it's good for massage blend. But I'll pass it around and let you smell it.
Don't let go.
I'll make some more. I'll cut some more.
Just to get some teeny tiny ones.
I know, I should have made them big.
That's okay. You get more of a camera cut.
Smells a little peppery, but it's
It just has a different smell. Do
okay.
you smell it, Nikki? You smell it later?
Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you.
You want to get
Patchouli.
a taco and put it on.
Make a nice, intimacy word.
How would that work today? Skinny dipping thing for men.
Well, there actually is a little bit of black pepper in the Tremonton, but I think what his recommendation was, who's heard of chakras before? So chakras, we have different chakras, right? And it's energy fields, and a lot of people get kind of weirded out by energy fields, but different parts of our bodies. We all have to admit we have energy in our body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you wouldn't believe the EKG or the EEG because it's measuring frequencies of energy. So different parts of our bodies, the energy field on that part of your body affects different body systems. And the chakra that you want to address for intimacy is the chakra right here. So he basically said, rub it on, your back, right here, the lower part of your back. But there's different chakras for different things. It's interesting to learn. One of the things that I think is really cool is everything operates at a different vibration. right? I mean, it's energy. Everything is energy. So everything's at a different vibration. And a healthy body operates at a higher vibration than an unhealthy body. And the food we eat affects the vibration in our body. And if it's cooked or canned or bagged or boxed, it has no vibration because it's dead. So if you're eating dead food all the time, you're pulling your energy down, you're pulling your vibrations down. But if you're eating lots of green live foods, they have a higher vibration. They're more to the vibration level of a healthy body. Essential oils operate at a frequency about 3 times the level of a healthy body. So if you start using essential oils, you're going to up your vibration level, and you're just going to feel better, and you're going to be more healthy. So I think that's really cool.
I have read about that. I think it's in that book. It talks about vibrations, maybe.
I'm not sure. I know I talked
Read
about
that
it when
somewhere.
I talked about it when I did that week-long online class. We talked about high vibration living and finding ways to up your vibration.
Vibrations. The Beach Boys knew about it years ago.
Yes.
Good vibrations.
Yes, I actually linked to that
Good
song when I
vibrations.
was talking about vibrations. Because it's something that, we think about good vibes. You're around somebody, you get good vibes, they're happy, they have a high energy level. And the less healthy you are, the more blah you are, the lower your
Hyperactive.
Yeah.
It's right.
Okay, so I've overloaded, over-sensoried everybody tonight with lots of information, but I'm here to answer questions. Anybody's got any?
You really, really look good.
Thank you.
I almost did not recognize you.
Wow. Was I pregnant the last time you saw me?
Actually, no.
No.
But we did talk to you the day that you were going in to have a baby, or the evening.
Well, I don't know about that.
Do you remember a long time?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago, yeah. When she first
Yeah. So that would have been Emily. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
So I'm back to the skinny dipping thing because I'm excited. So you lost 10 pounds
In
in
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
After doing everything that I could possibly do, including not eating anything but green smoothies for a whole month, which you would think. I also did, anybody ever heard of the Master Cleanse before?
Yes.
I did a Master Cleanse at a full fast for 5 days. I didn't lose a pound.
Okay.
So,
So did you keep it off though? Or
Yes.
do you have to keep, is this something you have to keep doing?
I wouldn't be
For the
able
rest
to
of your
tell you what it would be like to quit. It's my
Okay.
sanity, right? I've never been a bath taker except when I'm miserable and pregnant, and hot water submerged was the only thing that made me feel good. I can't imagine my life without the detox, de-stress, get away from the world, take Calgon to, the
Take it away.
exponential level. So I can't tell you that because I haven't quit. I don't know what it would be
But
like.
see, I take a bath every night because of the Epsom salts, the magnesium from my RLS and stuff. I
Okay,
figured out that was,
help.
yeah. For
She
me to
stopped
be
her
able to-
medication 5 months ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so I don't,
awesome.
because that stuff's nasty.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a choice because I
You
couldn't
couldn't
go to sleep.
You couldn't sleep.
But also,
I thought you said
I mean, it is skinny dipping.
Uh-huh.
Are you worried,
Epsom salts for that.
is there a
It's
point where
fine.
you should be worried about if you do use it for
Um,
ever you lose 10 pounds in
No,
6
no.
weeks?
So
Great.
just like everything else I talked about, Cheryl doesn't need to lose weight. Cheryl could skinny dip
Right.
and detox, because that's what we're doing. We're detoxing.
Yeah.
And not lose weight, right?
Okay.
So it's not, we're not saying get in the tub and you're just gonna, right?
Well, like when I first started using the ring,
Me in
I lost 25 pounds. And then I stopped losing weight because I didn't need to lose any. It balances you out.
Right.
It just kind of balances you.
So
Okay.
It's-
So it's not
it's
gonna like
just
you
the
maintain
detox.
it.
Right. No, I don't think. Now, I will tell you this: there are some people. There are two different thought philosophies in the essential oil world. Nikki and I were talking about this a little bit on the way over here. And both sides of the fence are pretty passionate to the point that if you're an oil ingester, there's people over here that are telling you you're killing yourself. Because they've been taught from the English method, which is 1 drop of essential oil to a bottle of massage oil, diffuse it with a lot of water, right? So that you're not getting any medicinal benefit, but that's a philosophy that's been taught. There's the French philosophy, and Dr. Pennewell is from France, and he's been doing this for 40 years, and he is the guru who teaches the gurus. His methodology is all medicinal, right? He does clinical studies. There are oils that he suggests in this book to ingest that don't have most of your oils are going to have a supplemental fact on it. If it's a supplemental fact on it, then ingest it and you're okay. Unless you drink the whole bottle, it's not going to hurt you. There are some of the oils that don't have supplemental facts on it, and everybody says you can't ingest those. Well, yes, you can with some guidance, right? So they're more used for medicinal purposes, but with some guidance. You might not be able to talk to Dr. Pennewell personally, but he wrote the book. And if there's a recommendation in there, then it's based on his research. So there are those that would say you can get sensitized to oils. And I suppose if you poured a whole bottle in your bath, you might become sensitized to an oil. If you find when you get in the tub that it burns, use less oil, you know, add more water. You may find that in the beginning. I did. I don't usually tell the whole story that happened to me when I first started skinny dipping, and it's why I didn't do it 3 days a week. But I had some major detox go on. I had what looked like acne, bad acne, all down my back, and what it was skin tags that were popping out and peeling off, and it itched like crazy. But I knew that I was detoxing. Stuff was coming out of my skin, and that was a good thing. So I didn't quit. I just had to do it a little bit slower. So you may have some detoxing that you go, huh, that's not a pleasant thing, right? Some people can't handle the heat. They get in there, and they say, I didn't have the water hot, and I was just sweating like crazy. Well, those oils are pulling, right? And it causes you to sweat and you detox. So if it's more than you can handle, just back down on the recipe, right? I mean, to me, that's common sense, but everybody doesn't necessarily apply that. They just go, can't do it anymore because I can't handle it. Got a question?
Yes. Is there any problem with using the full recipe in a small tub?
Start with half. If you don't get the benefit from half, you can bump it up. And that would be, you know, the whole thing. Are you getting too much in there? And again, you're not able to cover all your body in a smaller tub. So if you can't get all your body down in there, then you're, yeah, towel's great. Then your legs are getting it all, right? And it may just be more than your body needs. So if I had a smaller tub, I would start with half and bump it up until I felt like I was getting the detox I was looking for. And how do you know you're detoxing? Because you're going to sweat. I run a heater in my bathroom. I want to sweat. I will say this real quick.
Make sure you drink the water.
These one dip pictures, all these ladies followed a particular protocol. They got in the tub, they ran the water as hot as they could stand it. Instead of run the water, get in the tub, because it's the frog in the pot thing, right? Get in the tub, get the water as hot as you can stand it until you've got enough water in to open up your pores, leave yourself some space, dump the salts in that have been pre-mixed. You don't want to put oils in without putting them in Epsom salt and putting them in fractionated coconut oil, because they all sit on the top, and the peppermint might be right where your butt cheek goes, and all of a sudden you're just, woo, I feel that, right? Because it's all concentrated in one place. You want to disperse it. I say this, why? From experience. I was the guinea pig first. I learned these things. But once you got the oils in and they've dissolved, then you can add cooler water until it gets to a temperature that you can handle. What happens when you get that water really hot is it opens up your pores and it pulls the oil in faster. Those are that protocol works better than anything else that anybody else has tried.
Now I have a question. If you take in and you put the water as whatever, and you can you?
I put it on my face all the time.
That's what I was going to ask.
Avoid your eyes. right? Avoid your eyes. But as I'm laying there, I'm just sitting there doing nothing. I'll just, yes, you can put it on your face.
Will it work in a whirl tub?
I would ask your whirlpool manufacturer or supplier, right?
Okay.
Personally, I don't think I would run jets
Okay.
while I had the oils in there.
Okay.
If I was putting it in a whirlpool tub, and we're not talking about a jacuzzi, right? We're
No,
talking
just
about
one.
drain the water out.
Talk about one in the bathroom.
Right. So I wouldn't run the jets and I would wipe it down, but to be safe, I would say ask the manufacturer.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it in a hot tub. Mainly because it's all going to evaporate out anyway.
How about kids?
Kids, you can do the same thing. I've actually developed another recipe specifically for kids that have detox issues that keep their brains not as functional as we would like them. And I called it Unlock Your Brain. And it's similar detox oils, but it has pure tranquility in it. It has determination in it. So it's got some focus oils and that sort of stuff in it. We have not, this is a brand new recipe, so I don't have lots of testimonials about the bath, but it's, with kids, you just titrate down, and I just base it on weight and tub size. So anybody under 80 pounds, I'm going to back down on the amount of oils. If the tub is smaller, I'm going to back down some more. And that recipe is on soakyourselfslimmer.com. It's a horrible website. I own it. I take full responsibility. The information's there, and Nikki's going to make it beautiful one day. But she's got a lot of work to do. It's not easy to navigate, it's all that. But I'm just putting it out there because it's a place for it to land and stick, and it's easy to go find it. So hopefully one day you'll be able to have a search box and all that sort of stuff, but that's not there yet. Any other questions? Did I answer all the questions that were asked earlier, Nikki?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody got it? Are we good? So now my admonition to everybody, my call to action is take what you learned tonight and go do something with it, right?